So it's one of the most awaited sessions. ChatGPT सब सुनना चाहते हैं, सब देखना चाहते हैं. तो सबसे बड़ी बात है आप सुनने के साथ देख भी पाएंगे. So with this, I would request sir to please come on stage, and I would request Anita to please formally introduce her. Sorry, I missed out on one thing. Then there's a parallel session of Rishabh Pogalia sir, storytelling like Mackenzie. So very difficult choice, but please make your choice.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to invite Arun Patodia sir to present the momentum. Pattabhi Ram is a practicing CA and a qualified cost accountant and company secretary. He is a founder partner of Yoganand and Ram LLP, a public accounting firm. He has taught over 76,000 CA students, written books cutting across genres, and spoken at various conferences. His profile is presented on the screen. Please put a great round of applause for sir. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello. Good evening to all of you. It's lovely actually to be here in Kolkata to talk to you about what I personally think is possibly the single most important invention or the single most important application in the last 25 years. And given the fact that we have seen so many applications, I think this statement is really, really something that I believe from the core of my heart. Okay. Across the next 30 odd minutes, I'll speak to you about how ChatGPT will alter our workplace. For those of you who have not used ChatGPT, I'll try to tell you how it will alter our workplace, but more importantly, how it is not something that we should ignore. How it is going to be a great colleague for us, a great intern if you would call it, great employee if you call it, great colleague if you call it, great assistant if you call it, great whatever. It's something that's going to be absolutely mainstream. What I'll do is I'll first very briefly, maybe for 10 minutes, introduce the idea of ChatGPT to you, and then we'll go live and you can put out, I'll tell you a few things, and then you can tell me what prompts you want to put out there. I'll put out prompts there for you to see how it works. And the prompts can come from any of the areas with which you are comfortable. Okay? I'll begin by trying to walk you through this very, very important thing. I think these were the 5 most important things that had happened in the last many years. The internet came sometime to India, it came sometime in the last decade of the 21st century, or 20th century. Then we had the electronic mail, the email. It was remarkable. Then of course came sometime in the first decade of the 21st century, we had the search engine Google, which dramatically changed the way that we lead our lives. Then came social media, Facebook. I need hardly tell you because today that's become mainstream. More importantly, it connected all our school friends with us, people whom we thought we had lost count with. And of course, finally, I'm not even talking about UPI. Finally, we have even Google Map, so which makes your life so very interesting. Despite these 5 outstanding products having come in, if you ask me, I'll still vote for ChatGPT. Because for the first time in history, we are able to talk to a machine like the way we talk to human beings. I still remember 25 odd years ago, when I started somewhere early days of my CA practice, a partner of mine who was good at writing software applications, and I would sit in front of a computer. I would act as a domain expert. He would write the language, and I would always wonder as to how wonderful it will be if I can write the way he writes, but more importantly, write in English rather than write in those languages that he does. And that's precisely what we are seeing today. That's exactly what we are seeing today thanks to ChatGPT. I'll tell you a story, and with that, we'll move forward. I'll tell you a story which is very dated. I studied in the eastern part of India, some 400 kilometers from Kolkata, and we had a very, very surcharged school, very surcharged set of students in each class, and each class had about 25 students, and all these guys were surcharged. One day we had this doubt as to which is the capital of the United States of America. 22 of the 25 of us were very, very clear in our mind that New York was the capital of the US. 1% said Washington DC is the capital, and 2 people said we don't care. Whatever might be the capital, what is the big deal? So we told ourselves, okay, we'll ask our geography teacher when she comes. That day, unfortunately, she was absent, and instead of the geography teacher, the arts teacher came, the man who teaches us how to draw, etc. So we asked this question, which is the capital city of the United States, and he said Washington DC is the capital. 22 of us burst laughing, and then I went back home and told my father, look, we have an idiot who teaches in our school. He does not even know which is the capital of the US. That's the reason why he's teaching arts. He's not teaching geography, not teaching history, not teaching science. My father is someone who does not give a straight answer. So if you ask him, where is Kolkata, for example, he'll say, look at the atlas. If you ask him the meaning of a word or the pronunciation of a word, he'll say, please see the dictionary. So when I told him that, he said, please take a look at the atlas. And when I took a look at the atlas, I was horrified to find that Washington DC was in fact the capital city of the United States. You might ask, what is the relevance of that story here? The relevance of that story is twofold. Fold number one is that when I was in class 8, it took me 12 hours to find out which was the capital city of the US. I needed 12 hours to confirm. Today, on your mobile, you get confirmation. In no time, you get confirmation. In fact, when I used to teach chartered accounting students, I would allow them to use their mobiles in the classroom. They were allowed to Google. And I knew personally that if I trusted them, they would trust me, that they would not misuse it. So if I used to teach them strategic financial management. So any question, any doubts that they had, they would Google. So I had made it clear to them that Googleable questions need to be Googled. Non-Googleable questions are questions you will ask me. What do I mean? Which is the capital of the United States of America is a Googleable question. Why is Washington DC? Why is not New York the capital of India? Capital of the United States is a non-Googleable question which you will ask the teacher. Okay? So what I'm therefore, ladies and gentlemen, trying to say is that with the advent of all these things have become so simple. But ChatGPT has taken this to a completely different level. I must therefore in that very quick context try to tell you how ChatGPT is different from Google. Because today I think we all trust Google. We do not trust ChatGPT to the extent that we trust Google. Yesterday I was speaking to the heads of finance in Chennai, and the first question that they threw up at me is that how reliable is ChatGPT? Now to me the difference between Google and ChatGPT is roughly like this. When I was in school, we had an economics teacher. Sorry, when I was in college, there was an economics teacher who would, when he taught, let us say, the Ricardian theory of rent, He would say, to understand the Ricardian theory of rent much better, read book A, book B, book C. So we'd go read book A, book B, book C, prepare our own notes. There was another teacher who, when he taught accounting, for example, would say, look, these are the entries, please make note of them, mark them up. Now, Google versus ChatGPT is almost exactly the same thing. Google is like our economics professor who gave you multiple links and said, now, boss, decide for yourself. ChatGPT is like the accounting professor who says, this is the answer, take it or leave it. Now, which is good? Very debatable. I still remember 30 years ago, my mother used to scream at my brother. She would say, don't watch that idiot box. She was referring to the television. She said, if you watch the television, you would, your brain will fade. She meant it in good intent. But today, everybody watches television. The centerpiece of all development is via television. In almost exactly the same way, whatever concerns you might have about ChatGPT is going to become mainstream. And minus that, nothing is going to get done in the years ahead. This is just the couple of points that I wanted to make. I'll close the first part by telling you that ChatGPT is coming for our jobs. Today, I think Anand made that statement that no jobs are there. He made a reference to the World Economic Forum report. I didn't want to pick at that particular point in time, but let me put in a little bit of perspective here. The World Economic Forum report also says that 60% of the jobs that are prevalent today will not be there 5 years from today. It doesn't stop there. It then says, but new jobs will replace them. That's also good. But it makes a third statement which says, we today do not know what those new jobs are going to be. That's the challenge today compared to what was in the earlier times. The jobs are going to go away thanks to ChatGPT. I'll give you a very quick example. I do a lot of writing, I do a lot of public speaking. I have 4 people till December 2022. I had 4 people sitting in different parts of the world working for me for my writing and public speaking work. Today it is enough if I have 2 people. But I still retain 4, largely because you do not know who will bunk office on what particular day. So you need bench strength. Earlier, what used to take me 1 year to do, today, thanks to ChatGPT, I can do it in 3.5, 4 months. What do I do in the next 8 months? I can double my work, or I can choose to travel around the world enjoying. So that talk about 70 hours of Narayan Murthy and 4 days a week of Bill Gates throws up. Working smart is something that's going to happen thanks to ChatGPT. It's a question of how we are going to use it. It's a question of how innovatively you will use it. This is what I wanted to say in the opening part. Now, in the second part, what I'll tell you is, what are 5 things it can do? And this is not exhaustive. This is just indicative. This is going to be the screen. For those of you who have not used this, today when you go back home, please go to Google, download the application. It will take you 1.5 minutes to do. This will pop up, and then straight out here, you will put whatever questions you have. And the good thing is that unlike a teacher in a classroom, or unlike a father at home, or unlike a son at home, ChatGPT is not going to tell you, what an idiotic question are you asking? It's not going to do that. It's going to give you whatever answers you want. It's by far, according to me, the single most polite individual whom anybody would have come across. Okay? Now, let me tell you the 5 things very quickly that it can do. This is just illustrative. It's a huge help when it comes to writing. I'm not saying ask it to write, copy it and paste it. No journalist, no writer worth his salt will ever do that. What a writer will do is just like he picks first draft ideas from multiple people, he'll use ChatGPT to generate ideas. He would use ChatGPT to prepare the first draft. He will do ChatGPT to prepare wonderful research reports. Okay? And then build on it. It's wonderful when it comes to advising. So 6 months ago, I went to Mangalore, and that was when I started using the travel part of it. So I told ChatGPT, look, act as a travel advisor. I'm going to go to Mangalore. I am going to spend 2 days there. Please put out what are the places I should see. Oh, you will not believe. No, it gave a wonderful itinerary. Then I told it, no, I don't want to visit so many temples. I would be more happy watching the beach, seeing natural places. It quickly rewrote and gave me. I said, this is a nice set of sentences. Please put it in tabulated form. Immediately threw out a tabulated form. And then I sent that mail to my friend, who was the vice chairman of the Mangalore branch of ICAI. And I told him, this is where I want to go. Can you help with anybody who will be there? He said, this is wonderful, but how did you know that these places are there? I said, no, I did not know. He said, who has helped you list out these places? If you tell me who has helped you list out these places, that guy can take you. I said, no, I have a new executive assistant at office. He costs me only 2,000 rupees a month. ChatGPT costs only 2,000 rupees a month, $20, actually 1,600 a month. I told him that. Then he said, no, nobody comes like that. Then I told him ChatGPT is what. And he was flabbergasted. It does remarkable. Third thing, in your offices, a new accounting standard comes, or pick up that standard on derivatives, financial instruments, for example. Ask it to summarize the 400 odd pages of the standard, and it will give you a beautiful summary. You can read it, understand it. And I'll tell you a story a little while from now. It can also, you ask it to prepare multiple choice questions. It will prepare multiple choice questions, answer, which is the right answer, and you can do testing at home. You don't now have to go to anybody to ask. And it will also do valuing. It will also, once you enter the answer, it will say whether your answers are right or not. Checklist. I was here in Kolkata 6 months ago at one of the ICA's digital conference. Sitting right next to me was one of the guys from the Big Four. I'm not a very diplomatic guy, so I'll tell you that story. So I think it was Sanjeev who asked me, what is the most important thing that you like about ChatGPT? Then I told him, I turned around to the guy who was seated next to me, a former Big Four partner. I told the audience that all these years, these guys used to take great pride about their coming out with wonderful checklists, wonderful audit programs, excellent questionnaires, and they used to look at us mid-sized firms, mocked at us in terms of our ability or inability to do that. But today, thanks to ChatGPT, it can prepare a wonderful set of questions. And the important thing in ChatGPT is that you can tell it counter. After it, let us say you ask it to prepare a questionnaire for auditing fixed assets. It gives you the checklist. Then you say, no, I wanted to cover a little more on the Companies Act. It will improve upon it. If you say, no, I want more of Income Tax Act, it will give you that. The ChatGPT, the questions that I write, the prompts that I write, and the answers that I get will be very different from the answers that you get. So today, what is also becoming important, and I'll run you through that in the fag end, is how well you can ask questions. How do you give context? For example, if we say, prepare itinerary Calcutta, it will give you something. But if you tell it, act as a travel agent, tell me what are the places I can visit in Kolkata, tell me the landmark areas, meaning if you talk to it the way that you'll talk to a colleague in the office, it will give you a much better answer. Audit checklist, I said, life hacks. For example, the other day, I made a list of 20 items that I had to work on. I put it out there. I'm sure most of you have heard about this Eisenhower matrix. The Eisenhower matrix is the one that was popularized by Stephen Covey, where he talked about urgent, not urgent, and important, not important, and classified work under those 4 quadrants. So I listed 20 items and said, please prepare an Eisenhower matrix for me. I never knew it would do, but it came out with a remarkable thing. And I asked it, how did you decide this is urgent? How did you decide this is important? It gave answer. It answers every single question. I will close out this capability part with one quick story. A friend of mine, who is one of the top guys in southern part of India with reference to that organization, ISACA, he has always been wanting to write a book on CISSP. I do not know what it expands to. Okay, so he's been talking about that for the last 10 years. I one day told him, you please give it to me, I will write. He said, how will you write? I said, why are you worried about that? You give me the PPT that you use for, that you use in your talks. Give me the first chapter, I will write it with you. He gave me the PPT. So first PPT I picked up, placed in ChatGPT, asked it to write 1,000 words, it wrote. Then I told ChatGPT that these are sentences that I don't understand. Please simplify it, simplify it. Then I said, I want examples to better understand this. It gave examples. Then I said, I'm not a technology guy, I come from the finance background, so modify this to give me finance examples, it gave. I said, no, I come from India, so give me Indian examples that I will understand, it gave. Since I've taught many years, I know what questions students would ask. And even otherwise, as a learner, whatever doubt I had, I put out. It completed it. Then I rewrote it to meet my writing style. So like that, I think the first chapter of it had 80 slides. In the space of 4 days, I completed it. I ran it past Grammarly, which is a software which cleans up grammar, sent it to him. I then asked him, I didn't even ask him. So he went through it. 3 days later, he said, you can now go and do CISSP. I said, no, I cannot go and do CISSP. He said, this is outstanding. This is something that I don't know. These are wonderful examples that have come there. So for 2 days, I did not tell him. He said, where did you pick up from? I said, no, I Googled something. I had my own doubt. I found out. 3 days later, and he was a guy who was vehemently against ChatGPT. 3 days later, I told him the entire thing is constructed. The base is constructed from ChatGPT. Today, the guy uses left, right, and center ChatGPT, including for what you're seeing in the other called storytelling, the McKinsey way. He uses ChatGPT to write the stories that he needs to present. Of course, he cleans it up to meet his requirement. All that I'm there for, ladies and gentlemen, trying to tell you is that this is an extraordinarily wonderful application. It's just a question of what we want to do with it. I'll stop here. I will now try to take you through ChatGPT itself. I will now want you guys to tell me what you want to ask ChatGPT. We'll put it up. Can you just check that's not coming up on the screen? We can pick up anything that you want. Because whatever I wanted to speak, I think I have spoken. And what you want, yeah. Yeah, it will do. Yeah, it does that. It does hamper artists. It does hamper artists. Please sit down. You are talking about poem. Okay. I wrote a book called The Tech Phoenix, which talks about how Satyam was turned around. Mr. Manohar and I wrote that. Then what I decided, I will tell you because you asked that question. I said, okay, let me try the first chapter after the book was published, everything over. I put it into ChatGPT, piece by piece, 1,000 words. Said I want to convert this into a script for a movie. Okay, you get what I'm saying? It gave me a script the way movie guys write. After that, you just had to go and modify it. So what is going to happen because of ChatGPT? It is going to give you wonderful ideas, but even when you write the poem, you can go modify them. You can tell it what to add. You might say, "No, हमको बरसात के बारे में बताओ." So you might add all those ideas. So both for lyricists, people who write poem, etc., their creativity is not going to get lost unless they blindly use ChatGPT. It's going to only improve what they do. Okay. So while I do agree with you that it could be a challenge, what is important is that it's a question of how we want to employ it. Okay. It's come? Yeah. Anything you want me to put there, I'll put out. Primarily for those of you who are still not sold on the idea of ChatGPT. Sorry? What is better than ChatGPT? You're asking me that? No. Yeah. I will put it out there because you want it. Which application is better than ChatGPT. What does it say? As of my last update, ChatGPT is among the most advanced conversational tool. I'm actually surprised. Normally, it doesn't boast like this, but I'm surprised. But then you see now what it says.
Best 3 AI, best 3 AI.
AI for what? Audit tools? Audit AI?
No, ChatGPT is also AI, na sir?
Correct, but no,
So-
AI is wide range. Do you want to say which are the 3 best audit tools? AI audit tools?
Yes, yes.
You
Yes,
only
yes.
want,
Three best.
therefore you don't want us to talk about audit tools.
No,
I
no.
can understand. It's a
Three
sensitive thing
best.
today. Yeah,
3 best alternative
okay. Suggest
of ChatGPT. Yes,
3,
best.
I'll drop the word best, will not insult it. 3 alternatives to ChatGPT that are as good as ChatGPT. The good thing is that now you can write bad spelling. Okay, you don't have to write good English, good grammar, nothing. What does it say? Sure. GPT-4. Then it says some word. I don't know what it is. It says Excel net. I don't know whether there are anything like that. So we'll have to go and ask it. Shall we try something? We'll ask it, is Excel net really GPT, or are you making it up? It's a different architecture that falls also under like ChatGPT, but is developed by researchers in Google, etc. Let us pick something where you will find it useful in your work. Define a business model. Okay, let us ask it. What would be a good business model for a fintech company? See, it talks about subscription-based model. It talks about freemium, whatever. Then it talks about transaction fees. Then it talks about licensing, or what's called the white label model, partnerships and APIs. Very good. And from there you would build. From there you would build what you want to build. Anything else? You are asking me? All right. We can try one thing. It does that, but we can try one thing. This is my presentations content for my opening slide. Can you give me 2 points that will be the content for whatever presentation you have in mind? We'll put that and ask ChatGPT to see whether it gives us a PPT. It may not give, but I'm asking. No, you have to tell me that. You'll have to tell me what is your opening slide. Rough idea, otherwise it will do it. For example, if I say, please prepare a 10-point deck for transfer pricing, it will prepare a 10-point list. Okay, then let me do that. Please prepare a 10-slide deck on transfer pricing in the context of taxation. It talks about a slide, it talks about an introduction, says give an introduction, what are the objectives of transfer pricing, methods of transfer pricing, then OECD guidelines, etc. We can now pull this out and I will ask it, with these points, can you draw a PPT, or can you prepare a slide as part of my PPT. It's only thrown up more items. It's just gone off my head, but there is something where which we can actually use, which will also prepare the slide deck for you. Right now, it's just disappeared from my head. Yeah. If you make it, I will put out that question because, yeah, okay, we'll do that. How can okay, I'll do one thing. I'll say I'm a litigation lawyer. We'll give it some context. I'm a litigation lawyer who normally appears on the side of whom? Yeah, but okay. I am a litigation lawyer. Please let me know how you can help me in what? Help me generally in my practice. Yeah, I think we'll pick that up as a separate question. Now it says I can do legal research. It says I can help in drafting. I can help in case analysis. I can help you stay updated. I can draft client preparation, etc. Okay. If you wanted to give more detail, you give more detail. You said something. What was that you said? Time management. Please let me know what you have in mind I'll just say item number 7, okay? I'm only trying to tell you that it is intelligent and can understand. It says I can provide task delegation, such as scheduling, information gathering, documentation. It's basically here trying to tell you how it can simplify your work, reduce your time.
So does it have an emotional question?
Does it have a?
Emotional question, like other than information, can it have a conversation with someone if someone wants to have it?
Yeah. That 10 nights ago I was feeling very bored at 8:30 in the evening. We are basically having conversation with it only. I said, I'm feeling terribly bored. Can we play some games? He said, yeah, these are the games I can play. And one of the games it suggested was that you think of some person from some person or object or whatever. I will ask you 20 questions. By the 20th question, I'll find out what you thought. One of those old TV shows. First time it got the answer in 17 questions. Second time it did not get the answer, but politely said, you're a very smart guy, so I could not find out. Let us try another game. So that way it can do. If you want to know, if you phrase your question, we'll ask it.
Let's say I've had a bad day at work. What can I do?
Good. I like that. This is one product with whom you can, on whose shoulders you can cry. You're married? Are you married?
Right.
You're married, huh?
No, I'm not
married. Okay. So you can't cry on your wife's shoulder, but you can cry on its shoulder. I have had a
bad day at work.
Bad day at work. Then
help me out. What should I do?
Please.
I want to cry. I want to cry.
It will say, please cry. Please tell me what to do. It will give you some nice answers. It never says, I won't answer. Take a break. Talk to someone. Practice self-care. Reflect. And it gives a lot of details.
So let's write, I want to talk to you.
Okay. Where was that talk to someone?
Number 2.
Item 2. I want to talk to you. Please help. Of course, I'm here to chat and lend you a helping ear. What's been going on? You can share what's bothering you. You want to tell all of us what's bothering you?
Nothing, thank you.
Don't want. So that's the good thing. That's the good thing. A friend will keep that in mind. Tomorrow come back at you. ChatGPT will not do that. It will not come back at you. No, you can switch off history. You can switch off history, but like I think Vishal was telling earlier, you never know what it nevertheless still stores. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Okay. Generative is that now I go and ask the same question and give a different answer. That is generative. Pre-trained, lots of data has been put inside it. No, some 10% of what is on the internet has been loaded there. 10 or 15% has been loaded there. So what is there on the internet has been placed to it. Okay. There's another quick point I wanted to tell you because you asked this question. How reliable is Wikipedia? What can you do with Wikipedia? You can go and change it. You can go in the Wikipedia report, you can go and write whatever you like. So early days, I tried that with the ChatGPT. I asked it, you know, by now you know I love capitals, countries, geography and all that. I asked it, which is the capital of India? New Delhi is the answer it gave. I said, no, New Delhi is not the capital of India, Mumbai is the capital of India. It said, no, New Delhi is the capital of India. Again, I said, no, you don't seem to know. New Delhi is not the capital of India, Mumbai is the capital of India. Third time it said, no, New Delhi is the capital of India, Mumbai is not. Now it was a little more angry. Mumbai is not the capital of India. I said, you seem not to know much. Mumbai is the capital of India, please correct yourself. Then it said, as of, I think September 22 or September 21, as of September 2021, New Delhi is the capital of India. If there has been a change after that, please get in touch with something it gave there and write to them. So to me, it was very, very refreshing for the simple reason that people can't go and change and modify what they want. Oh, we can do that. We can ask it anything that you want. Anything that you want. That's a good point that you raised. Where do you get all your responses from? It has been trained and whatever it is. Sorry? You mean 4.0? Yeah, I'll tell you, 3.5 is free, 4.0 is priced, $20 per month, approximately 1700 rupees per month in Indian rupees, okay? And very surprisingly, 4.0 is slower than 3.5, okay? If 3.5 takes you the speed at which it gave answers, say 1 second, 4.0 takes maybe 2 seconds. That might look surprising, but the reason is that because it has been loaded with lots and lots of more information. And second thing is that the answers that 4.0 gives are far more nuanced. They are much, much better than the answers 3.5 gives. They are, I don't know if I can say more reliable, but they are much better. Its writing itself is much better, all that. Yes?
But can you train ChatGPT to think otherwise or do like
No,
that?
it has been trained, no?
No.
I don't know because I'm not a technical guy. But the guys who have fed with it have trained it only. Otherwise, where does it pick all this information from?
No, because it is a pre-trained. No, but something.
Sorry?
It is pre-trained.
Yeah, pre-trained, it's getting updated. No, first it came with, I think, Jan 21, then it went up to September 22 or 21, some date has come, September 22. If you're asking, is it live, current? It is not, except I understand Bing is current. It goes and scrolls the website, finds out. ChatGPT does not scroll the website to find answers. All this is a matter of time here, another 1 year. Forget about it. Today go, what is your mother tongue? You speak Bengali? Or?
Bengali.
Today go and ask it questions in Bengali. It will give you answers in Bengali. Only thing what I have understood from people is that the English answers are much better than the Bengali, the Hindi, the Tamil, the Odia and all that. But it's there in so many languages now. And all that has happened so quickly. And there's another very interesting thing. My first concern when ChatGPT came in was that it's after all copying everybody's matter. Now if I as a writer put my content there because I want to clean it up, etc., like what we do with Grammarly, I was worried that it will go and pick mine and give to somebody else. You get what I'm saying? That's a distinct possibility. But what was far more interesting was that within 10 days of ChatGPT coming in, somewhere in December 2021 itself, ChatGPT came out with another product called Zero GPT. It's still there. if you create a content, and then put it into zero GPT and ask it how much of this is AI driven, it will tell you what percentage is AI. It will yellow mark, these are the places which is AI. What I'm trying to tell you is that the rate of change is very, very fast. So whatever you're thinking, somebody out there is thinking as well. Thank you. What about cloud? No, I don't know. I don't know about cloud. Today only I heard, maybe I'll try that. But I have taken a view personally that I should look at only few things. Like people talk about the minimalist lifestyle and have 6 items, 4 items like that. I've decided that for each of the things that I use, I will look at only one item with which I am comfortable. So for this, I'll use ChatGPT. Then there is another thing called Ask Your PDF. For example, you can put your office policy PDF, upload it. There's a tool called Ask PDF, Ask Your PDF. And below that, then you can put out questions. Suppose you want to know what is the allowed time for coming to office. It will read your policy and give you. So like that, like today there was conversation about video. So each tool that one uses, I would like to restrict myself just to one item so that I can be pretty thorough with it. Because my idea, I'm not blaming anybody, my idea is that I want to use these tools for my work. I don't want to use it to find out whether it is bad or not. Everything will have its limitations. But today it is so wonderful that I'm ready to forget all the limitations. How to? Oh, you can. Please rewrite your answer in 20 words. There it is. Copy paste it. Copy paste it here and say please rewrite, or please do a précis. Please write it in 500 words, it will do. Then you can say no, I want it 700 words, it will do. Oh, multiple choice questions you can create. Which topic is your area of interest? You sit on it. Huh? Taxation. What in taxation should I put? Residence? Taking? No, that even ChatGPT may not know, so tell me something simpler. Residential status. Create 5 MCQ on residential status in the context of Indian income tax. Identify which is the right answer and provide reason as to why it is right. I'll not put 5, I'll make 3. Create 3 multiple choice questions with 4 options. There it is. This is first question. It says 182 days. Okay. If you find that the answers are not good, you have to recreate it, that's all. I don't know whether the answer is right. An individual is considered a resident in India if they stay in the country for how many days in a financial year. I'm not too sure how right it is, but you can create a case, you can put 5, 6, 7 things and ask it to do. But this is where your professional judgment comes in terms of knowing whether the answer is right or not. Can't blindly depend. I think I've got 4 or 5 minutes, so a couple of questions and then we can close. The moment you have gone on the internet, okay, you are gone. You have already given on the internet, you have already given your Facebook, multiple things. So I don't think anyone is safe. Like I said, ChatGPT today says on the left side, it has something where you can switch off the history. So it says it will not remember it. My suggestion is that if there are data that is sensitive, don't indicate the name. Don't give your client's name. Don't give whatever is sensitive information. Just ask the question. That would be a better thing to do.
Thank you.
To be all features are advanced.
No. Is there any tab for advanced features where we can
Okay.
configure the ChatGPT?
No, the best thing, don't know the answer, so ask the question to it. Are there any advanced features in ChatGPT? Where can I locate it? That's what it says. All that I'm trying to tell you is that you can try to do anything with it. Anything, literally anything. Today when you go back home, ask it any questions. I once saw in a doctor's clinic, a big board put out outside. Okay, my wife is a medical doctor, so I had gone once with her. There was a big board put outside the doctor's clinic, said, if you're coming to me for a second opinion after you've consulted Dr. Google, please don't come. Okay? In exact same way, this fellow is worse than Google. He'll give you wonderful answers. But I will also share one quick story with you. First, let us put out some medical question there. Then I'll share one story and we'll close with that. I have a serious headache listening to a speaker speak on ChatGPT. Okay? Please suggest 2 medications. There it goes. Tylenol by the way is right, okay? So you can take my word for it. Tylenol is somewhat the equivalent of our good old national tablet. Which is our national tablet? Okay, paracetamol is right. I had Dolo 650 in mind. This is an alternative to Dolo 650. Adivil Motrin I don't know. Tylenol is right. Okay. I said I'll tell you a story. I've forgotten what the story. Yeah, this is very important. Let us not discount ChatGPT. I know a live case. I'm not getting too much into the technical details because it's very difficult for me to explain it in medical terms. A lady was unwell. Okay, multiple tests were done. Doctors were consulted. Her conditions were explained. Doctors tried in all good faith. They tried everything. It did not work. The lady has a daughter who went to ChatGPT. She described all the conditions that the mother was undergoing. She did iterative work. She asked questions different times, different forms. Then she got an answer. And ChatGPT said some of the many things that the doctors had suggested. Then when she said, no, this is not there, this is not there, this is what doctors have said. Finally, it came out with one medication. And then she took it to the doctor and with great trepidation. You don't go and tell, suppose somebody comes to you and says, no, I've checked with ChatGPT, this is how residential status is to be computed, you'll get angry. So with great hesitation, she went to the doctor, told him that this is what I've got, and she did not use the word Google. She said ChatGPT. That makes doctors more angry. Now at least they understand people go to Google, but ChatGPT makes them more angry. But this doctor was a good guy. He said, 1 in million chance, but I don't think it is that. And if at all, it is pretty expensive. She said expense is not an issue. Then the doctor consulted somebody in the US. They said, let us take that 1 in million chance. Could be right. That tablet was used and the lady is now hale and hearty. This is not to advocate ChatGPT. This is to tell you that we need to trust many of the developments that are currently taking place in the world. And there are lots of talk that is today happening that radiology is already gone out of the medical profession rapidly. Another 5 years it will go completely out. So like that, there are many things which are interpretive which will go out, and looks like this is also one of the things that will lead us somewhere there. If medicine can go, if ChatGPT can do creative writing, which I thought it can never do, many of the rule-based things that it does, that we as accountants do, it will take care of that. And my own guess is that bulk of the audit will get taken care of this in whatever form. Of course, there will be people like you and I who will have to feed it with what we want to know, but I think that we are really, really in for very exciting times, which will reduce the number of hours we work. It will give us a lot more time to go around, see the world. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, sir. So you want us for the quiz ChatGPT to help, or you will take the quiz, sir? So we are supposed to take 2 questions and then.
So you can ask them.
आपका question
Unless you want me to ask something that we never discussed here. Is that okay?
That's okay, sir. That's absolutely okay.
There is this wonderful thing that people say that, ChatGPT will kill jobs. There are people like me who said ChatGPT will kill jobs, but new jobs will come. The first guy to lose his job because of ChatGPT was the founder of ChatGPT. Name him. Sorry? Sam Altman. You can give it to him. One more question. What do I ask them? What is the, please don't give an answer. Just put up your hand. I'll identify one person. What is the expansion for GPT? Not GST, GPT. Yeah. Sorry? No. No. No technology. Yes? 1 second. No. Wonderful. We can give it to him.
In the meantime, I would request Shiv Khemka to please offer a formal vote of thanks.
Good. Please read the book, huh? Please read the book.
It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of ACAI, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to you for gracing this occasion and sharing your valuable knowledge to us. Sir, we are all inspired by your valuable insights on ChatGPT. Thank you, sir. Yes.